Hey there, fellow gamers! Today we are diving into the world of Battlefield 2042, a game that's been turning heads recently. Now, I don't know about your recent gaming experiences, but I was getting a bit tired of intense, sweaty ranked matches in Rainbow Six Siege. I even gave Call of Duty Modern Warfare a shot, but it just didn't quite click with me. But then, while browsing through my YouTube feed, something caught my eye. A YouTuber called SquidG was having an absolute blast in Battlefield 2042. I couldn't resist clicking on the video and watching a few minutes of sheer gaming fun he was having. So I decided to take the plunge and download the game to see if Battlefield could fill that void in my gaming life. And you know what? I'm having more fun with Battlefield than I've had with any FPS title in a long time. And that got me thinking, how many other FPS enthusiasts are slipping on this epic experience? So here we are. I am making this video to help you decide if Battlefield 2042 is the adventure you've been longing for. Maybe like me, you've been neglecting the Battlefield series for way too long. Or perhaps you gave 2042 a shot at launch and it just slid off your gaming radar faster than a banana peel in Mario Kart. So today, I will be your guide tackling the burning questions. Is Battlefield 2042 still worth it 2 years later? And second, is now the perfect moment to dive in? Spoiler alert, I think Battlefield is a fantastic game right now. In fact, I believe this may be the best and, ironically, the last opportunity to experience the full Battlefield 2042 experience before its sunsetting begins. So, sit back, relax, and get ready for this review of the late-blooming Battlefield 2042. Before we dive into the thrilling world of Battlefield, there is a burning question we need to address. Is the game still alive? It's a common concern when approaching a multiplayer game years after its initial release. And when we ask if a game is still alive, we are considering two critical factors. First, is the player base substantial enough for an enjoyable experience? And second, are the developers actively supporting the game? So, let's break it down. Player base of Battlefield 2042 has never been better, and that's not a hyperbole. In October of this year, 2023, the game has hit an all-time peak with a staggering 107,000 concurrent players on Steam alone. But here's the kicker, this number only accounts for Steam users. Many of us don't even use Steam for EA games, and console players aren't even in the tally. So this peak is just the tip of the iceberg. And then there's the cherry on top. This isn't a one-hit wonder fueled by a new season release. Even a month post Season 6, the game sustains a healthy player count of 35,000 to 50,000 on Steam alone. People aren't just dropping by, they are setting up a camp, and that's a great sign that the game has a lot to offer. Now onto the second part of our question, the developer support. In October 2023, the game entered its 6th season, introducing new map, weapons, quality of life improvements, rebalancing, and battle pass. I can't speak for the experience before Season 6, but this update alone brought a substantial list of changes, improvements, and fresh content. The new map is getting thumbs up from players, and the new weapons are popular without breaking the game, from at least what I can tell. The classes and specialists are reasonably well balanced as well. The only lingering question is, how long will DICE continue to support the game? There isn't a concrete roadmap for the future. We do know that a new Battlefield title is in the works, which means that at some point, major updates for 2042 will cease. But given the game's recent success, I think it's fairly safe to assume that we might enjoy a few more seasons. EA has a good opportunity to capitalize on battle passes and game sales if the player count remains high. However, if they abruptly stop adding new content, players might start drifting away, sensing the end of the game's development cycle. So, should you worry about the player count and updates? Not a bit. I believe this is the prime time to dive into Battlefield 2042. With plenty of maps, 12 specialists, and game modes that keep rotating like a DJ's playlist, you are in for gaming marathon. Battlefield 2042 has already more than enough to keep you entertained for tens of hours, if not more. Alright, having explored the state of the game, let's dive into what makes Battlefield 2042 such a blast right now as we wind down 2023. For me, the setting is a game changer. I have tried to get into historical shooters like Battlefield 1 or 5, but the weapons from those eras just don't click with me. They feel clunky, the sights aren't up to par, and the whole experience ends up being more frustrating than fun. Granted, this is absolutely personal preference, but in contrast, 2042 hits that sweet spot with its slightly futuristic but still mostly modern weaponry. Now, modern weapons are great, but what really seals the deal for me is the satisfaction of firing them. Over the years of not playing the Battlefield series, I actually forgot how much fun it is to shoot enemies in this game. The game's gunplay is a symphony of sensory delight. The sound, the kick, the visual impact when you pull that trigger, it's like a poetry in motion. And it's not just the mechanics, it's the attention to detail, like the sound of landing that perfect sniper headshot. It's the small things that amplify the thrill. Take for instance the time it takes to take down an opponent, which makes big difference. In some games it's like shooting marshmallows. Battlefield on the other hand maintains a delicate balance that keeps you on your toes without making it a blink and you're dead scenario. In the world of Battlefield 2042, movement is a hot topic. Some folks aren't sold on the movement, claiming it is too akin to Apex Legends and a tad too speedy. Personally, I wouldn't mind a bit of slower pace, but when it comes to responsiveness and accuracy, 2042 nails it. Sprinting and sliding, top tier. Though, I do miss that crouch running animation from Battlefield 5. That was a really cool signature move. Now, Battlefield is a different breed when it comes to the scale and chaos it throws at you. Most games with smaller team-based matches have a more predictable, structured flow. Think Counter-Strike or Valorant or perhaps Rainbow Six Siege. But the beauty of Battlefield lies in its unpredictability. It's like controlled chaos, where every match feels like a cinematic experience. The maps are vast, accommodating both infantry and vehicles, and with up to 128 players in a single match, it's a whirlwind of action. The sheer scale, coupled with the dynamic events that unfold during the matches, makes it an epic spectacle. From missiles launching to hurricanes wreaking havoc, these events add layers of intensity to the already massive battles. It can be overwhelming at first, but that's part of the charm. And the lack of strict matchmaking contributes to this unique chaos. It's not about perfectly balanced games. Instead, Battlefield is all about this organic, unpredictable nature of each round, just like I could imagine the real battles be. Some see it as a downside, but for me it's a breath of fresh air. Winning or losing isn't my focus. It's the thrill of the unpredictable action that keeps me hooked. The absence of strict matchmaking in Battlefield 2042 creates this wonderfully laid-back vibe during the matches. You see, I have spent the last few years knee-deep in Rainbow Six Siege, a game that's all about high-stakes competition and very intense clutch situations. And while that intensity has absolutely its thrills, it can also wear you out. The pressure to perform every round can zap the joy out of just messing around in a game. And that's where Battlefield comes in for me like a breath of fresh air. Winning a conquest round? I don't give a damn. For me it's more about having a blast in every moment of the game. With no ranks and in-your-face stats, it's all about the fun. And the lack of skill-based matchmaking system opens the door to pure experimentation. Some days you will feel like a pro, dominating the battlefield with epic multi-kills. Other days you're on the receiving end of some serious skill, and that's okay. Battlefield 2042 is where the pressure to win takes the backseat to just enjoying the ride, whether you are rolling solo or teaming up with friends. In a nutshell, Battlefield 2042 offers a unique blend of modern setting, satisfying gunplay, slick movement, chaotic but thrilling scale, and a laid-back atmosphere that makes it a refreshing, enjoyable experience. It's not just a game, it's a space to unwind and have a blast, regardless of the outcome of each match. Now let's move on to things that do not click with me or could be improved in Battlefield 2042. starting with the lack of competitive nature. Oddly enough, I just praised the Battlefield for the laid-back feel, but there is an actual missing ingredient. Those adrenaline-pumping, nail-biting moments. It's true, the sheer grandiosity of Battlefield can dilute those high-pressure clutch situations. In this colossal Battlefield, one soldier's impact is but a drop in the ocean of 128 players. It's more about the collective effort than about the individual heroics. Sure, it's not inherently bad, but for those of you who are adrenaline junkies, it's like craving a roller coaster ride and ending up on a slow train. Now, let's move on to another gripe I had during my playtime, the vehicular mayhem. See, the skilled players behind the wheel can wreak havoc, as they actually should probably on the real battlefield, but countering them as infantry? Not a walk in the park. The class designed to handle vehicles, the engineers, often gets the short end of the stick when it comes to players picking them. They're like the unsung heroes. They are very crucial for the winning, but not everyone's cup of tea. In a way, engineer reminds me of tanks or healers in MMORPGs. You need them to succeed, but almost no one wants to play them, because of the responsibility and the playstyle involved. It's actually not uncommon to see vehicular maestros with staggering KD ratios, indicating a potential imbalance. Thankfully, Redacted, the latest vehicle-free map, offers a safe haven for those of us seeking a more grounded experience. Now, I get it. Vehicles are an integral part of Battlefield's charm for many of you, but I believe it would be a win situation to have more game modes catered to infantry-only warfare, allowing those who prefer mano-a-mano showdowns to enjoy the game without feeling overshadowed by sweaty pilots. Next, we have the fucking Battle Pass, which is the notorious hurdle in multiplayer games. Sure, the rewards are quite cool, with skins, currency, and a handful of weapon unlocks in the free tiers. But the speed at which you progress through this pass? Slower than a fucking snail. And yes, there are weekly challenges to hasten the progress, but the default pace after every match is agonizingly sluggish. And the reason behind it? Well, nudging players towards buying tiers with real money. It's an artificial drag, and I for one really dislike this practice. Having fun in Battlefield is one thing, but grinding the battle pass to completion? Get ready for a marathon, one you probably didn't sign up for. Some people defend this practice by saying that developers do it so that you get something to do during the few months of the season. Personally, I think it's just a fucking lame excuse. There's no reason to justify this practice of slowing down players artificially to keep them playing. On the road of my Battlefield journey, I encountered a couple of technical hiccups that I think are worth mentioning. The first one is a major stuttering issue which I experienced post one update, which made my mouse go haywire. It was unnerving and actually game breaking, and it forced me to take a breather from the game until it sorted itself out a few days later. The game was basically unplayable, and it got me actually worried if my PC is doing alright. The second issue, a recurring annoyance, involves the game getting stuck on a black screen after matches. It's not a deal breaker, but a bothersome hiccup that requires a restart of the program. Thankfully, it's more of a once-a-day nuance. Beyond these two issues, actually the game was running quite smoothly on my rig, sparing me any significant in-game technical glitches. But these occasional troubles can certainly put a damper on the otherwise enjoyable experience, so I wanted to let you know that you may experience at least some of them. So, that wraps up my take on Battlefield 2042 as of November 2023. If you enjoy the core gameplay and gunplay, I believe this game can be an absolute blast. For me, it's a throwback to the days of glory of Battlefield 3 and 4, where the maps were my playground, full of exploration, experimentation, and just good old-fashioned fun. And fun, after all, is the heart of gaming, even if everyone's definition of it varies. What's your story with Battlefield 2042? Did you dive in earlier and find it not to your liking, or has it been on your to-play list until now? What are your hopes for the next installment of Battlefield? I'm Machete, signing off for now. If you enjoyed hanging out here, a like and subscribe would be fantastic ways to show support to the channel. May your frags be epic and respawn swift. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.